Welcome to Springboro 45066, the November-December 2015 edition, Part 1. We meet the #1 school librarian in the state of Ohio, Sarah Thornberry, from our junior high school. Our mayor MCs a Purple Heart Warren County event. Carrie visits the class of 1985 30-year reunion, where a surprise guest visits. Karen DeRosa, Public Relations Director for Springboro Schools, visits with Jen Johnson, the principal of Clearcreek Preschool and Kindergarten, to show off their new preschool addition. A Meet Your Neighbor, Mayor Agenbroad, visits with Phyllis Chenault, the wife of Dick Chenault, whom our post office building has been named after. And going into the holiday season, over 200 students at Springboro Intermediate were asked to respond to the following 3 questions. What does the holiday season mean to you? And if you could give anything, what would it be? And who would you give it to? 6 were selected to be on our show. 3 coming up right now, and 3 others on Part 2. It's all happening right now on Springboro 45066, Part 1.
Well, we are sitting here at Heather's Coffee, last show of the year of 2015. Can you believe the years already went by?
I can't believe it.
Unbelievable.
We were just announcing the bicentennial.
I know.
Well,
what a bicentennial that was.
It was so amazing.
So the only one who'll be around in 200 years to do the next will be you.
That's right.
400 years.
I've already got a committee together. We're working
You probably
on
already
it.
got your outfit together.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, as we conclude for the year, all those great things that we love at the end of the year, Thanksgiving, Christmas, the festival parade, you name it, we're going to end with a bang.
Okay.
Anyway, where are we going?
Hey, we're going to go out to the junior high school. Sarah Thornberry was picked as the #1 librarian in the state of Ohio in school systems.
I love #1, like Springboro, #1.
Yeah. And anyway, our junior high our junior high librarian was picked
Wow.
as #1.
Pretty awesome.
And that's awesome. And Karen DeRosa is with Sarah, and we're going to hear all about it.
All right.
Thanks for coming over here to the junior high. Today I'm talking with Sarah Thornberry, the teacher librarian here at Springboro Junior High. Sarah has one of those exceptional positions in our district in that by the time kids get to 7th and 8th grade, every student will have an opportunity to work with Ms. Thornberry. And that's really key because she impacts the lives of really all of our students by the time they come through the junior high. So I wanted you all to meet her, especially because Sarah has won 2, not 1, but 2 statewide awards in the last 2 years. Sarah, tell us a little bit about the OELMA, what it stands for, and your most recent award.
Well, OELMA stands for the Ohio Educational Library Media Association, which is the professional association of school librarians in Ohio. And I recently won the Outstanding School Librarian Award for 2015-2016 school year. And basically it's kind of like best librarian in the school. So, but we always refer to it as OELMA.
And so this year was the Outstanding Librarian of the Year. And what was last year's award?
The last year award was Leadership in Action, and it's basically someone who has done leadership at various levels. So at local, state, and national levels. So local, obviously, I'm very involved in the school district, so serving on committees and all that kind of thing. State, I've been president of OELMA, and then also in national, I served on the board of the American Association of School Librarians, which is our national association.
That's outstanding. I really think it is significant to talk about when our staff has these leadership roles, not just locally, but at the state and national level. So congratulations on
thanks.
all of that. Tell us a little bit about what that title, teacher librarian, means.
Well, the teacher librarian, we currently have 2 of those in our district, myself and the high school librarian, our teacher librarians, because we not only have the teaching credentials, but we also have the library credentials. So it's the combination of both. And our roles are to be basically instructional leaders in our district through not only instructing the students and working with them, but also working with our staff that we have at our prospective schools.
So you really do work with nearly all of our teachers and all of our students in your time here. It really is a big job.
Yeah, it is. It is. It's very busy, very, very busy. It's integrated into the entire curriculum of the school. So I do a lot with research because that's what our students really need when they're going to go to whether college or post-secondary study, whether it's a trade school, career school, any of those things, they all need research. So that's really my focus, is research. And I used to be a social studies teacher, so it's really something I have a passion for.
Let's talk a little bit about how technology has changed the way our students research.
Oh my goodness, it has changed so much since, well, when I was in school, we had the little cards, but when I started here, we weren't automated yet, so we still had the cards. And then we automated so we can find books on the computer, those types of things. But we also do a lot with what we call information literacy, which is teaching students what's valid information, what's not. I'm a very big promoter of databases, which are basically subscription sources, which some are paid for by our school district, some are paid for by the state. And they actually are the go-to resources when we're doing research. So a lot of computer integrated things.
Well, Sarah, thank you so much for spending time with us today. If you could tell us one thing about your library, what would you want the community to know?
It's a very busy hub of the school, so it is always packed with students, and it's something that kids can come in individually or they can come in as a group with a teacher. So very, very busy.
I know it's one of my favorite spots in the school. I hope you've enjoyed getting to know Sarah a little bit better. Back to you.
Thank you, Karen and Sarah. That's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Well, you know what, Don? Obviously, I'm blessed to have a son that's a firefighter and police officer, and I also have a daughter who's been a Dayton police officer for many, many years. And anytime you get a chance to honor people who deserve or being honored, obviously I'm into the military big time. I always honor them, but I'm also want to honor the people who keep us safe here at home. And one of those things we had to honor this past week was in Lebanon, the K-9. They were honoring the people who had the K-9 all the cities who represent K-9s. Let's go look at that clip.
Yeah.
It gives me great pleasure to be able to be the master of ceremonies of today's event. I come from a long family of patriotism with my mother. I lost my father when I was 10 and became mother and father, kid, and all those good things all at the same time. But my mother always taught me that you always pay attention to the people that love and protect you, and that is our law enforcement as well as our firefighters. And Sheriff Sims can tell you that each and every year, Don Wright and I do the Memorial Day Parade in Springboro, and though we're honoring our veterans who have given so much and sacrificed so much for our country to keep us safe abroad, our police officers and our firefighters keep us safe here at home. So that means a lot to me, and I'll never forget when JFK passed away, you saw standing there holding his heart as they were bringing the caissons, were bringing the casket down. My mother told me that day, she said, that's what you should do for your police officers and your firefighters, because they're keeping you safe here. Your president gets all the respect by being the president, but them are the ones that you always want to grow up and you want to idolize. And it seems funny because my daughter is a 23-year-old police officer in the city of Dayton, and my son has been a police officer in Franklin, also works for Warren County with Larry Sims, and he's also now a firefighter in Springboro. So they know, growing up, I guess they listened to my mother instead of me, but it doesn't make any difference. They're there, they serve, and I appreciate what they do, and I really appreciate what you do. And we get to honor you today and say thank you. From the Warren County Sheriff's Department K-9 unit, would you please come up and accept your award?
On behalf of Warren County, we appreciate your service that you and your K-9 do, and we applaud your efforts. Thank you very much. Thank you, sir. Very much.
Special thanks to our Warren County Sheriff, Larry Sims, for being a part of that. But I also want to thank the Military of the Purple Heart Honor Guard. It was a great activity, great patriotism, great thank you to our police officers in the K-9.
Well, John, the class of 1985 had their grand celebration, 30 years since they graduated, and there's always a student that came the farthest. And this year, guess where he came from?
Burrow?
Denmark. Denmark.
That's close.
So here's Carrie. Carrie went out and met with the class of 1985 and interviewed Peter.
Thanks, Don. I'm sitting here at Heather's Cafe in Springboro on a very blustery, rainy homecoming night. The class of 1985 is celebrating their 30th class reunion, and we are joined by a very special guest. This is Peter Hartvig. He's here from Denmark. He was a foreign exchange student 30 years ago at SHS, and he hasn't been back to Springboro in approximately 30 years. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you, Carrie.
Well, thank you
Nice
for
to
joining
be
us.
here.
Tell me a little bit about yourself now. What are you doing now, Peter?
Well, now I'm a vice principal at a local school in Denmark, a little north of Copenhagen. So first I became a teacher, and after that a vice principal.
Wonderful,
Yeah.
wonderful. And now, is it for all grades? Is it what, high school, junior high?
No, in Denmark we have gathered like kindergarten till 9th grade.
Oh, wow, okay.
That's the group of children
Okay.
I'm vice principal for.
Fantastic.
And then high school is afterward.
Wonderful, wonderful. Okay, so tell me a little bit. Obviously, you haven't been back to Springboro in 30 years. Obviously, we've changed.
You change a lot. The town has grown unbelievably.
Tell me what's most remarkable to you. What's the biggest change?
When I was here 30 years ago, the neighborhoods were like in small islands in the fields, in the cornfields, but now they are connected, and it's just grown unbelievably much,
Yes.
almost unrecognizably.
Wow, okay. What about the new schools? Have you been to the new schools?
Yeah, I went to see my old high school, which is now junior high.
Right, that's my old high school as well.
Yeah. And it was kind of fun going in the hall, walking around in the hallways, find my old locker, going to the classes, remembering what happened there. Yeah, it was absolutely great. And then I went to the new high school, and it was huge. I mean, 2,000 students now.
It's beautiful, isn't it?
And then I met one of my classmates. She's a teacher there now. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so it was fun. It was a good day.
That's wonderful.
I spent a whole day at the two schools. Yeah.
Very, very cool. Very cool. Tell me something funny from one of your high school days. Tell us a good story from the old high school, the junior high now.
Yeah, I can tell you one. I was a senior.
Okay.
I took senior classes, but and then I think her name was Miss Phillips.
For English?
Yeah, for English.
Of course, yes.
And I guess the first or second period, she began talking about Shakespeare, and we were supposed to read all the plays.
Sure.
And I became a little nervous, being 16 years old, sitting there in a senior class English with Shakespeare. So I went and talked to the principal and asked him if I could read what do you call it? If I could have sophomore English instead.
Oh, okay.
With Miss Bell, I think her name was. That was great.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, I love Miss Phillips. She was
Yeah,
a great
she was.
teacher.
Yeah, she was real sorry and felt bad that I changed, but I think it was for the better.
It probably was.
Yeah.
It probably was. Well, so this is an exciting year for Springboro. It's not just your 30th class reunion. It's the Borough Bicentennial.
Yeah.
It's the 50th anniversary of Springboro football. It's the 40th birthday of the Springboro Chamber of Commerce. So what a special year for you to come back and visit.
Yeah, it is a special year, and I think for me it was like come full circle. And see my old classmates, see the town. The town back 30 years ago, I just felt so home. I mean, the community they made it possible for me to have a great year, unforgettable, best time of my life.
Wonderful.
And I think that this year made me a better citizens of the world.
Oh.
Because learning another culture made me follow and understand how you guys think, and as the point where the world is now, I think it's a good skill to have.
I agree. I absolutely agree. Well, thank you so much for
You're
coming
welcome.
back.
Thank you.
It's a blessing to all of us that you're here. It's a pleasure to meet you. And we're going to let you go join your reunion and have some more fun.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and of course I'm here, and my classmate really were the best. Thank you, Springboro.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Back to you, Don.
Thank you very much, Carrie. And that was great to meet Peter and learn all about what he's doing. He is a principal over in Denmark, so He was taught well here in Springboro. Thank you very much, Carrie. I didn't know this because I drive South Main Street all the time, but behind Clearcreek Elementary, they put on a 5,000 square foot addition for the preschoolers. And Jen Johnson is the principal out there, and Karen DeRosa are over there right now, and we're going to find out all about this new preschool addition. Karen?
Thank you. Now we're back here at Clearcreek Elementary with Springboro Schools. Many in our community don't realize that we've actually built a new addition to Clearcreek that is behind the building. So I'm here with Jen Johnson, the principal, today to talk more about that. Jen, we're standing in one of the new classrooms. Tell us about this new building.
Well, this new addition came about because of the decision to move first grade to Clearcreek. So we brought first grade students from Dennis Elementary and 5 Points Elementary to this building. Because of the increased number of students, we now have over 900 students in this building, we knew we needed some more space. And so the decision was made to add on to the back of the building, creating 4 brand new classrooms and 5,000 total new square footage.
So the new building is dedicated to our preschool. At 4 new classrooms, about 5,000 square feet. That's outstanding. Tell us about what happens here in our preschool.
Well, our preschool is licensed by the state of Ohio, ODE, the Ohio Department of Education, as a special needs preschool. So what happens is we are servicing our special needs students in our community at the age of 3. So our classrooms have a maximum of 16 students in them, 8 of which are special needs, 8 of which are typical role models. So within that classroom, our goal is for those peer models to help our special needs students to come along in their social growth, their emotional growth, and their academic growth. So we have 4 classrooms right now, 1 with a teacher and 2 educational assistants are in each classroom. So 3 adults in each classroom of our preschool.
So when a 3-year-old comes into Clearcreek, how long might they stay then in Clearcreek?
Well, actually, if they come to us at 3, we could keep them here for 5 years. So if they came 3 years of preschool for us, and then we had them in kindergarten and first grade, we could keep our same students here for 5 years, which is very exciting to us.
That's a great learning environment for our youngest students here. Really sets up the foundation for learning throughout our schools.
It does.
When we first talked about bringing first grade here, we used that term modular. Is this a modular sort of building?
Well, it is. It was very interesting to watch this construction as the 4 pieces of this building came on trucks one by one. But then something amazing happened. They put them together and they actually bricked the whole outside. So when you drive to the back of Clearcreek, you can't even notice that it's an add-on. It's not an afterthought. It looks seamless, just like part of our building. And we have a beautiful glass walkway that connects the existing building to the new addition. And so students are just walking further down the hallway than they were before.
It really does feel like it's all just one building as you come down that hallway. Now, what was the decision about bringing the preschool into the new addition?
There was a lot of discussion about who would come out into the modular unit based on what we knew about first grade moving to Clearcreek. But the decision was made because we had 4 preschool teachers, 4 preschool classrooms, and so we had 4 new classrooms out here in the modular. So the decision was made because we wanted to create their own kind of community out here. Not that they're separated from the other building, but they now have a chance to hang out backpacks and coats out in the hallway. They have their own individualized pegs out there. They have an 8-foot wide hallway out there where they can do activities if they need to. And then with this module, we also created 2 outdoor spaces next to our existing building where we now have sandboxes. We hope that we'll be able to plant things in the spring. So we kind of created an early learning preschool environment here in the new addition.
Jen, thanks so much for talking with us today and allowing the community to come in and see this great new facility.
My pleasure.
Back to you.
Karen, Jen, thank you so much. That is awesome news. And I got a great grandkid that's going to be going there next year. John?
Well, you know, Meet Your Neighbor segment's always a big part of our show.
Yes.
We get to showcase someone who's done a lot for our city in so many different ways. This person, not only have they been here for many, many, many years, but she was married to a World War II hero, Dick Chenault, our post office, carrying the mail, the fire chief,
Yes.
the pro tem mayor, you name it, Dickie Doo was everything. And they're
What a great
naming
guy.
they're naming the post office, the Springboro Post Office, after him. And I got a chance to meet with Phyllis and tell her, see what it meant to her. Let's go look at that clip.
Very good.
Our Meet Your Neighbor Part 1 segment features one of my very, very close friends I look up to and have, her and her husband, Dickie Doo. We knew for many, many years. We tease him by saying that, but Phyllis Chenault is our Meet Your Neighbor segment. I'm so glad to see you.
Thank you. I'm pleased to see you.
It's always good to see you. I know that, you know, your husband got a lot of accolades for all the different things he did. We'll get back to that later on, but I want to showcase you. I mean, you've been here for so long. You were married to a World War II hero. You know what that generation was, and behind every man is a great woman. And now is that absolutely. My wife tells me that all the time. But in any case, what can you tell us about yourself? You know, when you came to Springboro and stuff like that.
Oh, I was born in Springboro.
I know, that's why I
One
knew.
of the houses on South Main, and so I've lived here my whole life.
And you graduated from Springboro.
I graduated from Springboro High School in 1947. That's been a year or two
That's
ago.
a great year.
Yeah.
Yeah. 1947. You were one then, right?
Uh-huh. I was one, of course.
Of course. Anyway, so you were right in the heart of town. You get the K&W on your right. You got Heather's across the street. Well, we're at the
What more
right
could
now.
I ask?
I mean, you know, it was a long walk for you to get here, wasn't
Right, absolutely.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you have lived in your house for how many years?
53, I believe. 53 in one house. But I've lived in several houses here in town, of course. I was born on Main Street. I lived up at the corner of North and Main, and I lived where I am on Main. I lived at another smaller house across the street from the one on North Street, on the alley there. I lived, I don't know the house number, but before you get to the grocery.
That's changed a lot.
And that's changed.
But even though it's changed a lot, you still like Springboro, I'm sure.
Oh yeah, I love Springboro.
Well, we love you and we love Springboro.
Can't imagine being anyplace else.
That's a good thing. You know, when people say that, it makes you really feel good to know that you're, you know, going in the right direction. We try to mix everything together like a melting pot of everybody.
Right.
And it's not easy to do, but
Not always,
it's what
that's
makes
for
us what we
sure.
are.
Yeah. Well, we have four children, a son and 3 daughters. But 2 of my daughters live out of state now, and so I do get around.
That's good. You've always been known as a mover and a shaker.
Don't tell her that.
I won't. Anyway, why don't we just change to your late husband for a few minutes.
Okay.
And talk about Dick.
Okay.
For those who didn't have the opportunity and the privilege of meeting Dick, I had the opportunity to film the show, thanks to the MVCC, and thanks to knowing them on their 60th wedding anniversary. And that was quite an event. We did it right on your front porch.
Right
That was
on our
so
front porch.
Cool. There was like 100 people there, and it was a neat day. But Dick, you know, he served this community as the fire chief, the postmaster. He was the mayor. He was everything in so many ways.
So-called mayor.
He was, he was the icon of the community, and I miss him. I know you miss him too.
I miss certainly.
But one of the things in that vein is that we have the honor of naming the Springboro Post Office after Dick.
Yes.
Isn't that an honor?
It is an honor, and I am so proud for him.
Yeah, I'm proud for him. I'm proud for you because he wouldn't have been what he was without you. I mean,
Well, maybe.
Hey,
But
yeah,
he
that's
was
true.
a very
Family makes you what
outgoing
you are.
person. He very rarely ever met anybody that he didn't like. He was a friend.
He knew everybody. I know if you wanted to know something, just call Dick. He knew the answer.
be able to tell
If he didn't know the answer, he'd find it for you or make up something.
Right. Especially the makeup.
The makeup, yeah, I know. He was pretty good at that. Yeah, he would.
Yeah.
He would work on us out at Lovely's Barn in the morning for many, many years.
Oh, yes. Oh,
That was a great generation of World War II.
It was.
What would we be without World War II veterans? They're heroes.
I just don't know.
They are.
I really can't imagine it.
Yeah.
I can't.
Well, anyway, we're going to there will be a formal thing at the post office,
Oh,
and
okay.
they'll be doing all that. We honored him at the last council meeting, so we got some good PR for that, and a nice certificate by Congressman Shabbat's office for that.
Very good.
So it was a very exciting, but it's going to be more exciting when we actually have it on the outside of the post office.
Oh, yes.
There will be a formal ceremony for that, so I'm looking forward to that.
I am too.
Yeah. Well, anyway, would you, before we're going into the holidays, and obviously I want you to be healthy, but also a special day when everybody else is celebrating Christmas on December 25th, you'll be celebrating your birthday on December 28th.
That's true.
So let me be the first, early, to wish you happy birthday.
Well, thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Well, I appreciate it. Happy birthday. Phyllis Chenault, meet your neighbor, quite a lady. Again, Phyllis, many thanks for being on the show and sharing that information, that story, that warm heart. passion you have for your husband and for our community.
I went out to the junior high school. I have known one of the English teachers, has been a friend of the family for 30-some years. Deb Covey's her name. And I said to Deb, could maybe you get some of your students to answer a couple questions and write a paragraph on each one. And she put it out to over 200 students. And the question was, what does the holiday of Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year's mean to you? Ooh. Part A. And then part B, these are 12-year-olds now. Part B was, if you could give any gift in the whole world, what would you give and who would you give it to? And like I said, over 200 students were given that opportunity to participate. And they picked 6. And we're very fortunate. We have the first 3 on part 1, and part 2 of our show will have the other 3. Cool. So let's look at that right now.
As this holiday season approaches, there will be one less person sitting at the dinner table, opening presents around the tree, and watching the New Year's countdown. My sister recently passed away, and this year, my holiday season revolves around her. This season will be full of memories, family, food, and hopefully some fun. I know that my sister Amber would want it that way. Amber was a fun type of sister. If I could give anybody a present, it would definitely be her. I would give her something that she would really enjoy. It would probably be an origami heart with all the photos of us together. It would resemble the true love that she is to me. The photos would show that she lays in my heart even when she's not physically with me. The heart will show that Amber lies in my heart through all the challenges that have happened. My holiday season is about caring, love, appreciation, and my sister, Amber. Happy holidays, everyone.
Hi, my name is Caleb Hansman, and this holiday season, like every holiday season, means a lot to me. The main thing it means is family. This is important because a lot of my family lives out of state and they only come around the holiday season. Another thing it means is no school, which is important because, like every kid, it means they can sleep in, they can get their rest they've needed, and they don't have to study for any tests or anything like that. It also means a couple of the minor things, like, of course, Santa, there's a lot of food, and it's the end of a pretty stressful year. This is kind of what the holiday season means for me. If I could give a gift to anybody this holiday, I would do repairs to our local food pantry. I would choose to do this because there are a lot of architectural problems with the roof of the John Wright School, which is no longer used as a school, but rather as a church and a food pantry. If they do not get the very expensive repairs, they will have to move the food pantry. If the food pantries move, it may cause confusion to the locals that cannot afford their own food. If they cannot get the food, they may potentially die from hunger, and this is a loss we do not need in our local community. I know there are more important problems, but I would rather help local community because they're people I may know, or they could be complete strangers. But this is what I choose to give them for this holiday season. Happy holidays, everyone.
I love the holiday season. Leaves and snow dancing through the cold, crisp air. Christmas chimes singing a tune as they ring out to tell everybody about my favorite time of year, the holiday season. Santa bringing gifts to the good little girls and boys, or a turkey sitting on your dining room table. Springboro makes the joyful season so much happier. Christmas in Springboro brings all the happy folk together for a weekend to celebrate the birth of baby Jesus. The parade, people cheering as Santa's elves give candy canes to all little children. A happy girl in a new winter coat getting her picture with Santa. I am that happy girl. If I could give a gift to anyone this holiday season, I would give a hope necklace to my friend Claire. Claire is in the 5th grade at Dennis Elementary. On August 11th, 2015, Claire was sent to Cincinnati Children's Hospital by helicopter. Claire had 2 brain aneurysms. Claire is still in the hospital, not talking and barely moving. I think Claire and her family could use a little extra hope this holiday season. Merry Christmas.
Well, Don, that's a pretty hard act to follow.
It is.
But we still have to wish you, your family, the safest, happiest, and healthy of holiday seasons. And tune in. We love you. Take care.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.